welcome back to Nichols on Tour. We've taken a couple of days off vlogging. Apologies for that. There was a good reason, we'll explain a bit later on. But we are now in Goa. Flew down here this morning and it is 32 degrees and hot. So we're really looking forward to a few days down here. We're going to keep you informed about what we're up to and what we see. So don't forget guys, give us a thumbs up. Big thank you to all those subs. I now have over 500 and it's down to you guys who've subscribed. So a million thanks to you guys. Can't thank you individually, but I want to thank you all collectively. But it's really appreciated. Got to my target of 500. So we're going to keep the content going and we'll see you all soon. Hi guys, as promised, I'll give you a little update. We are staying in Agonda in Goa and it is absolutely fabulous. It really is. It's a quiet resort, but we're here just to chill. So let's give you a summary of what happened and why I haven't vlogged for a couple of days. So on our last day in Varanasi, I was awoken at about, what time? 2 o'clock in the morning? 2 o'clock in the morning by Jenny being sick. So she had a bad stomach, sickness, and that continued on until the early hours of the morning. By which time Jenny was absolutely on her knees, crawling to the bathroom, so ill. It was unbelievable. We don't really know what it was because we share meals and we'd had exactly the same to eat, but anyway, so be it. So we texted our tour leader and said that she wasn't well, and the tour leader suggested that we go to the local hospital, which we weren't keen on doing, but in the end, as a precaution, we thought we would. So 8:45 we got a tuk-tuk with the tour leader to the local hospital, and as we were going down this little lane to the hospital, there's a very smart hospital on the right hand side, of which we drove past, and then we came to a somewhat scruffier and older hospital on the left hand side, and she said, well actually this hospital has a better reputation and it's better to go to. So we went in there and we were seen immediately by the examination doctor. Now this is very different from what we're used to in England. There were 6 or 7 staff in the room, 3 examination beds. Jenny got up on the bed and the doctor came and took your history and immediately said you needed an IV to rehydrate, which is correct. So they hooked her up with a cannula, IV, I don't know, 3 injections or something. Antibiotics, anti-E. coli, you know, you name it. And then they proceeded to give me a kind of a chitty with all the supplies that they needed. So I then had to go to part of the pharmacy and buy everything, which cost, I don't know, 2,000 rupees, something like that, about £20. I then came back to the ward, and by this time she was all hooked up to the IV. They used our supplies to kind of replenish what they'd just used, which is great. There was no delay in treatment. So we knew we'd be there for a couple of hours, so I decided to go off and have a cup of chai out in the street and wander around, which I did. So what happened then?
Well then the nurse, I also had an ECG and a blood test, and the nurse started waving a bit of paper at me saying, you must ring your husband must come back now, the blood test. So I immediately thought they found something terrible in my results.
Yeah.
And couldn't get in touch with Clive because I had no Wi-Fi. Managed to get on the hospital Wi-Fi and WhatsApp call him and say, you have to come back because I've got some terrible disease. So
luckily I was just outside the gate of the hospital having a chai, so I rushed back in thinking, oh my God, what on earth have they found? And they then asked me, they gave me another little chitty. I had to go to another desk
pay for the blood test,
and that's what it was. So I paid another 2,000 roughly rupees, £20.
Once we were in credit again, the consultant.
Yeah, then yeah, they buzzed the consultant. He came in, and you could tell he was the consultant because everybody in the room stood up when he came in.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah, so we had the doctor, head nurse who was absolutely lovely, 3 orderlies, another nurse. You know, I mean, talk about overmanning. But anyway, we were more or less the only people there. And the consultant did his bit. Then he wrote out a list of about 6 or 8 tablets that she had to take. Had to go to another desk where the pharmacy, where they distributed the tablets. So they cut the tablets up into strips and put them in little brown envelopes with, you know, after meals, before meal, if you're feeling sick, if you have diarrhea, you know, this, that and the other, all the instructions on the medication. Paid another 2,000 rupees, which is another £20 roughly, and went back, and she was discharged. And well, we went back and slept a bit and what have you, because we'd had a bad night.
And we then had the night on the train.
And then we had the night on the train, which we were obviously worried about, but she was fine. I mean, not completely recovered, but fine for the train, no sickness or anything like that. Being a bit careful what she eats now. So that was our experience. So what can we sum up with that? What was the experience like? I mean, it was...
Yeah, people who are worried about getting ill in India, I mean, obviously it was a private hospital, but they couldn't have been better.
Oh,
really.
God, it was, I mean, it was outstanding.
Yeah.
I mean, it really was. I mean, obviously English is a bit sparse, but they can make themselves understood, etc. And it was just fantastic. I mean, I think the whole thing came to, dare I say, under £66. And it was all immediately. We were discharged within 2 hours.
Yeah, I felt very confident, as if I was in a, well, probably more, if I was in a Newport hospital.
So it was, yeah, it was fantastic. So if you do get anything and you have to go to the hospital, yeah, I mean, maybe we're lucky, maybe that's standard, but for a private hospital, we in the West have a few things to learn, we really do. You know, to get an ECG and a blood test and get the results back there and then, within the hour. I mean, in England, you'd wait a week for a blood test and you'd be ringing 3 times, 4 times to the doctor to say, have you got my results yet, you know? So that was all phenomenal. So that's what happened, and we really haven't been online since. So wanted to give you an update. So I'm sorry if that's a long explanation, but I just wanted to, you know, kind of let you know why we've been absent. So now we are going to spend 5 nights in Goa. Had 1 night already. We're going to give you a spin round and show you, first of all, the location we are, which is absolutely lovely, as I said, and we're going to show you, well, we'll show you a bit of the hotel, I think, because it really is a little gem. It really is. So we're really enjoying it. So don't forget, guys, give us a thumbs up and subscribe. Big shout out to now over 500 people are subscribed. I know that's, you know, tiny where most channels, but you know, it's good for us. We have a little tiny channel, and we're doing our best with it. So thanks very much. I'm trying to answer all the comments. So if you do leave a comment, I will try and get back to you and answer you, because I've had some good advice. Lots of people giving us support, but other people suggesting this, suggesting that, and that's always useful. It really is, and especially if we come back to India, things to do. So really looking forward to it. So we're going to give you a catch up. We're going to wander down the beach now, and we'll see you later.
Bye.
Show me. Come on. Fish curry. Fish curry. Ah. Looks good. Thank you. You have it. Guy's got little fish there, and he's going to pop them into a fish curry. It sounds rather good, actually. Tiny little fish. I mean, they're only about, I would say, about that long, something like that. But yeah, absolutely fascinating. Our way across some huge rocks behind us, and we've arrived at a very secluded little beach. A number of fishing boats down here, and a few people dotted around, but yeah,
No
I mean,
visible accommodation.
well, we can't see anything. We're just going to have a look and see if there's something set back a bit. Well, I mean, I'm just from the beach, but yeah. So it's a lovely little cove, and the sea is very, very gently lapping as we speak. Well guys, that's the way you get it up the beach. Put your sort of chocks on the ground, grease them up with a bit of what looks like motor oil, paint them up, and then just slide it up the beach. So ingenious, but yeah, it's very effective. Behind me are the pens where the turtle eggs have been laid, and then the number of eggs in each area has been sort of pegged off and numbered, and the date and everything like that, because it is a big turtle place. That's why you won't see any sort of beach bars or beach beds really on the beach, because they're forbidden. But yeah, that's what makes it so quiet. It's lovely. Tell me what it's like.
Very warm.
I'm standing here with my feet in the water. Behind me you can see that's our hotel, and our apartment is one of the upstairs ones. And it's quite fascinating really, because in the apartment there were two sort of cylindrical things going up from the floor to the ceiling. One on the balcony and one in the bedroom, and it turns out that they're actually palm trees which they've wrapped in material, and they're actually growing through the apartment, through the hotel. So yeah, very fascinating. So I'm just going to put the phone down, have a quick swim. So we've really enjoyed our stay here, we're still enjoying it, and we'll catch up with you shortly. Guys, this gives you a little sort of summary of the area we're in. It gives you a little update on the fact that we hadn't vlogged for a couple of days, and it shows you a little bit of our hotel, which is absolutely gorgeous. It really is. I mean, I love it, I really do.
We've only been here a day.
We've only been here a day, and I'm already thinking I'd love to come back here again, and all the rest of it. So okay guys, just don't forget, keep on giving us a thumbs up. Subscribe. The subscriber numbers are beyond my dreams. We've reached over 500. I mean, look, I know people have millions of subscribers, but 500 is great for our little channel, and I really hope I can get back to everyone who comments and respond to them. I've done most of them, but feel free to leave a comment and I'll try and get back to you. Okay guys, we'll see you on the other side. Bye.